In today's video, I'll show you how to quickly install Visual Studio Community Edition 2022 completely free. Hi everyone, welcome to Coding with Bully, where I'm sharing my journey learning about C# and the .NET stack to build some cool web apps and maybe even some mobile apps too. Whether you're just starting or curious about coding, I hope you find this video helpful. Alright, let's jump right in. Let's go ahead and search for Visual Studio Community on Google. You should see a link from Microsoft's website. Yep, that's the one we need. Just click the link. You'll be redirected to the website where you could download Visual Studio Community. If you want, you could scroll down to read more about the code editor and its benefits. Alright, let's scroll back up to the top and click the install button to get started. As you could see in the top right corner of my screen, the file has finished downloading to my downloads folder. Let's go ahead and check the folder to make sure the installation file is there. Quick reminder, make sure you have enough space on your computer for the code editor. Make sure your hard drive has plenty of available storage. I'll be installing a lot of features from Visual Studio, which could take up about 23 gigabytes, so I've made sure I have enough space for that here. Next, click the Visual Studio installation file in your downloads folder. You'll see a small dialog box pop up. Feel free to click on the terms and conditions links if you want to read the details before clicking the next button to continue. Next, you'll see the installation window. The first tab is for workloads. This is where you pick the tools you want to install. For me, I plan to develop both web and mobile apps and maybe dive into some game development later on with C# and ASP.NET, so I chose the ASP.NET and web development options. I also selected Azure development, Node.js development, and data storage and processing. Basically, I want to create tutorials and build projects as a full-stack software engineer. So don't stress too much about these choices. You could always add or remove some features later on if you need to in the future. As you could see on the right panel, you could click the drop-down arrow to expand and view more details for each feature. If you're familiar with certain features, go ahead and select them. But if you're just starting out, no worries, stick with the ones you've already chosen on the left. The next tab is individual components. If you're just starting out, you can ignore this one. Then we've got language packs next. If you see a language you speak listed here, feel free to install it. Finally, there's installation locations. It's usually set to the default program files folder, so unless you need it somewhere else, you could leave it as is. Once everything looks good, just click the install button. The installation will take about 10 minutes for me to finish because of a lot of features I selected previously. If you don't have a Microsoft account, it'll ask you to sign in or create one. In my case, it signed me in automatically since I logged in before using my personal email for other projects in the past. Once that's done, the Visual Studio Code Editor will open up just like you see here. And then I will walk you through how to create a Microsoft account next. If you haven't had it yet, let me quickly sign out of my personal account in Visual Studio. Now, here's how you could create a Microsoft account for Visual Studio. But if you already have one, feel free to skip this step. Just click Create One. Next, enter your email address here. And when you're done, click the next button to create a password. After that, it'll ask for your country or region and your birth date. Once you've entered all that information, click next again. Next, it'll ask you to verify your email address. Just grab the code from your email and enter it here. You could also choose to uncheck the box below the code field if you don't want to receive the newsletter, and then just click next. In this step, you'll need to solve a quick puzzle to help Microsoft keep out the bots. It's just their way of making sure you're human. Once you're ready, just click next to solve the puzzle and move on. Make sure to follow the instruction here and then click the submit button. Now it's all verified. Next, it'll ask you to log in, or in my case, stay signed in. Just log in or click yes depending on what it shows. You'll then be directed to a Microsoft page asking you to return to Visual Studio to sign into the IDE, also known as the Integrated Development Environment, with your new Microsoft account. So I'll head back to Visual Studio and sign in with my new account right here. Just follow the instructions and boom, I am in, getting ready to start creating a new project. Anyway, let's rewind a bit. Right after the installation finishes and it asks you to sign in. Now let's create a simple web application real quick to test out Visual Studio. If you see this window, click continue without code to jump into the code editor. You'll land on the what's new page. Feel free to check it out if you're curious, but if you're not, just close the tab and move on. Alright, let's create a simple web application to test out the code editor. Start by clicking File in the top left corner, then hover over New and click Project. A small window will pop up where you could choose the project type. Scroll down to your left and select ASP.NET Core Web App Model View Controller. Once you've got that, click Next. In the next window, give your project a name. After that, click Next again to select the framework and authentication type. But don't worry about changing anything here for now. It's just a test. Just click Create and you're good to go. Here's the file structure for the web application. Now we are looking for the home page, so we could tweak the content for a little bit. The home page is the index.cs HTML file, which you'll find under Views, Home. Go ahead and click on it. Here's the home page. Let's replace the text inside the P tag and add something after the word welcome. Once you're done, click the save icon at the top or press Ctrl and S if you're on Windows. Now click the green play button and select HTTP without S to run or preview the website without any errors. And there you have it. Your Visual Studio Code Editor is working like magic. I hope you found this video helpful. Good luck and have fun with your coding projects. If you haven't set up your local IIS web hosting yet, check out the next video. If it's not here yet, that means I haven't published it just yet. So be sure to come back soon. Have a good one and I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.